Okay, Austin, we're working on this the Leslie motor here, and that you've removed from the cabinet and you've wiped it off. That's a great first step. Okay. Now here's what we do next. We want to plug the motors in and to AC power and hear what they sound like. Okay. So we're inspecting the motors at this point. So you've already wiped them off. Now we want to inspect the motors. So what I like to do is inspect the fast motor first. All right. So plug that in. What I do before we do that, before we plug anything in, we look at the cord. Make sure there are no cracks in the cord. Check the end here. Look at this part. Bend it over like this. See if there are any cracks. Bend it over to the other side. Check in here. What I'm talking about is in this area and in this area. Make sure there are no cracks. If it's cracking, if it's cracking, if it's you see wires, bare wires, then you're gonna change the cord out. You're gonna replace it. We don't want any bad cords. Okay, so check out the cord. This is the cord that's attached to the motor. Then we're gonna look at the cord that's on attached to this cord on the motor. Then we want to check out the quality of the cord itself. That's on the motor, right? Coming from the motor. We want to make sure that this connection here is good. Make sure that's a good connection. So we're going to test that as well. So we're going to plug this motor up, plug it in and listen to it. And then we're going to check for connection. We're going to look for shorts, okay? Or we're going to watch it. All right, so far, what? I hear it humming. But this motor is barely moving. Look at it. Okay? This motor is barely moving. This motor is frozen. Look at that. Now that's the fast motor. So this tells us that this motor has not been oiled properly. It's clicking. It's not free. It wants to turn, but when we get finished with it, it's going to be clean and it's going to be running freely. Okay. We're going to also see it's starting to run faster. Can you tell it's starting to run faster? It's going to run fast like it's supposed to. Another thing is, okay, unplug it now. See, it runs better as it stays in because it hadn't run in so long. Right? Look at this belt. See, look at this rubber O-ring. See it? I'm pointing to the rubber O-ring. Look at how it's cracked. Can you see that? So we're going to replace that. We got brand new rings, O-rings, that we're going to I was trying to figure out what that sound was. That's my glass here. Okay, and then let's check the slow motor. Let's see what it does. Plug it up. Check it for crack. Good, man. It's good. You're doing the right thing. Check that motor. Check that connections, cord. So the slow motor starts right up. Good. But it's noisy. And most of that noise, you can hear it in there. You can hear it. Listen. Let me put it to the camera so they can hear it. When we finish with this motor, it's not going to sound like this. That's a noisy motor. That motor's going to sound totally different. Listen to it good now. Remember that sound. We don't want to hear that sound. Okay, stop it, unplug it. All right, first thing I need you to do, get your driver. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remove those 4 screws. Make sure you put them where you'll be able to get to them again. We're going to change out this rubber O-ring. We're going to do that. But before we change out the rubber O-ring, we're going to take this off, okay? But we're going to get this top motor running as it should first, and I'll show you how to do that, okay? All right, so go ahead and get your driver and take these off first. If you want to go back over there and do it, you can. All right. So this is Dr. Kemp, the Hammond Doc, providing instructions to Austin, teaching him the ways of the shop, how to work here in vintage B3 Oregon. And one of the important tasks of a Hammond Leslie technician is to be able to handle the motors in the Leslie speaker. And so this is a late model Leslie 122 cabinet, Leslie 122 that we're dealing with, of course, with the later model motors and motor stack. And so we have to make sure that our motors are clean and running quiet. So we clean them, we lubricate them, and we oil them. So it's a 3-step process that I use here, and I'll share this process in the next video once Austin finishes removing that slow motor from the stack. Until the next video, Dr. Kemp here, the Hammond Doc. Peace out.